So here is my transgender baby. What? Her name is Bella. Bella was born a boy, but now uses she, her pronoun. I am in the middle of trying to get a doctor's appointment in order to secure some medication to stop the male hormone taking over. Bella is 14 months old and is thriving in her new body. Now she's able to be who she was born to be. Trapped in the wrong body at such a young age has had a massive impact on young Bella's mental health. But with the right medication, we are going to get through it as a family. Just secured a grant as well to help Bella in her transition. So all costs have been covered and it's such a relief. She gets to be who she wants to be. This is all she's wanted for years now. And we couldn't be any more happier.
No, I don't know if this woman is lying to get some views and money from social media. But if she is serious, she needs 2 bucks and kick. And I don't subscribe to violence of any nature. But to protect that baby, I would have to ignore my belief for a few seconds. The worst part of this is that some adults don't see anything wrong with what she said. The damn foolishness!
Jesus Christ.
Check the paperwork, my lions. Check them birth certificate and don't be afraid to ask the uncomfortable question to the woman you're trying to link up with. It's hard to tell these days. Not everybody has an Adam's apple.
10-year-old Noella is soaking up the September sun in New York City.
It's really fun. There's a lot of places there's a lot of like food stands, ice cream stands,
And puppies.
and puppies.
But she's here to work, deemed the youngest transgender model walking for New York Fashion Week.
And it's just fun to have these cool clothes on that I wouldn't usually be able to wear.
Using New York City sidewalks as her catwalk. She started modeling when she was just 6 years old. And this month alone, her parents have turned down 22 designers clamoring for Noella to keep a healthy work-life balance.
And it's our responsibility to make sure that she's always taken care of. And then, of course, as a transgender person, we want to make sure that they're standing for equality, they're standing for our child's rights, and that they're going to really honor who she is.
Part of that balance is enjoying Central Park as a kid before work mode begins. What are we doing at Nordstrom?
We're going to pick out an outfit for my next event.
I have to know, when you get dressed for these events, what do you look for?
I'm looking for something that's comfortable but still looks good. Like something I'm looking for mostly like something sparkly or something that has like a lot of color.
Noella will be the only child walking in an all-adult lineup at Saturday's Renacio fashion show.
I'm a person of color, I'm queer, I'm non-binary. I know the importance of representation. I'm Salvadorian.
Do you all really think that boy they're calling Noella came to wanting to be a girl all on her own? If you are raised by wolves, you will think you are a wolf. Man, the damn foolishness. On this channel, I don't subscribe to anything except that a man is born with a baby anaconda and a woman is born with the punani. An extremely, and when I say small, I mean super small percentage of babies have both reproductive organs. Over here, sir, on this channel, we don't deal with any of that transgender business and none of them other things. You know what I deal with? People nowadays love to follow the latest trend and put that nonsense onto them young children. We don't subscribe to that nonsense.
On his first day back on the job, President Donald Trump is making his intentions clear.
It will henceforth be the official policy of the United States government that there are only 2 genders, male and female.
An executive order signed on day 1 requires the country only acknowledge sex, not gender, from prisons to shelters to government identification. Sex refers to a person's biological characteristics, either male or female. Gender is the social and cultural construct surrounding feeling like a man, woman, or somewhere in between. Under that order, all that counts is your reproductive organs.
It is a bit surprising given the urgency of a lot of the issues that Americans are facing these days that the new administration chooses this as being one of the front leading issues to tackle.
Sydney Duncan, senior counsel at Advocates for Trans Equality, sees this executive order as just the beginning.
We are afraid and concerned that the new administration is going to continue to sort of underline this narrative that these sorts of provisions of healthcare need to be disrupted. And inevitably, especially at state levels.
Yo, y'all may dislike the current administration, but not everything they do is all bad. Now, ladies and gentlemen, you may be born a man or a woman and believe that you were meant to be of the opposite gender that you are today. Then, brethren, feel whatever way you want to feel. Nothing wrong with that. But we're not going to normalize your damn mental illness. See? And then come put it on top of the children on top of that. That can't work.
Hello, Internet. I don't really post much these days, but I had a bit of a harsh reality check today and felt like it's important to share with whoever is listening. So I'm sure most of us remember on, I think, the first day of Trump's presidency, he signed an executive order to declare only two genders recognized by the state, male and female, assigned at birth. And as a result of this, which I wrote down because I want to get it right, the Bureau of Consular Affairs has frozen passport applications requesting a gender marker change or renewals or new applications with a gender marker differing from an applicant's gender assigned at birth. So my initial reaction to this, because our president, is a lot of talk, was like, I'll believe it when I see it. And today, I saw it on my new passport, male. So now, to specify, my gender markers were first changed in my teens when I first got my driver's license, and then passports following. All have been female since then. Hasn't really been a problem. However, last year when I was filming in Barcelona, our car got broken into and my bag got stolen, and inside of that was my passport, which was supposed to last me up until my 30s. And so I got an emergency passport, which was very simple at the time. It's basically just a copy of my old passport, but temporary and only supposed to be used within the year. So as soon as I got back to the States, I had to get this fixed and get it replaced with a real proper passport, which I went to the Federal Passport Agency today in LA and did. I've had to do this one time before. No part of the process was different. I filled everything out just like I normally would. I put female. And when it was picked up today and I opened it up, they had changed the marker to male. And I'm not making this post to fearmonger or to create drama or receive consolation. I don't need it, but I do think it's worth posting to sort of note the reality of the situation and that it is actually happening. And I was shocked. Because I don't know. I just didn't think it was actually going to happen. And I want to acknowledge my privilege, not only as a famous or celebrity trans woman who is white and thin and can adhere to contemporary beauty standards, and I can participate in all of that. And I pass, and it still happened. Yeah, I never had my birth certificate changed. So this has led me to believe that I think the agencies who are in charge of passports and this sort of thing are now required to cross-reference birth certificates, or I don't know exactly what, or what changed as far as the processing goes, but this is the first time, excuse me, this has happened to me since I changed my gender marker. We're coming up on a decade now or something. And I do believe it is a direct result of the administration our country is currently operating under. And I guess I'm just sort of scared of the way this stuff like slowly gets implemented. Because things just sort of like start happening. I think as we've seen in like historical rises of fascism and this sort of, everything that this new administration kind of represents. There's a lot of talk, and then things start happening, and we start to normalize the circumstances we're under. And I just feel like it's important to share that it's not just talk, that this is real, and it's happening, and no one, no matter their circumstance, no matter how wealthy or white or pretty or whatever, is excluded. This is real. I also want to say, I don't give a fuck that they put an M on my passport. It doesn't change really anything about me or my transness. However, it does make life a little harder. Personally, I haven't tested it out yet. I'll find out next week when I have to travel abroad for the first time with my new passport. But I'm pretty sure it's gonna come along with having to out myself to like Border Patrol agents and that whole gig much more often than I would like to or is really necessary. And this is just my personal circumstance. And thinking about other trans women who this might also be happening to, or other trans people, the list only gets longer as far as the intricacies that come along with the difficulty that this brings into like real life shit. This is getting very long, but I just want to say, trans people are beautiful. We are never going to stop existing. I'm never going to stop being trans. A letter and a passport can't change that, and fuck this administration.
I'm here to tell you right now, we don't care.
Let me tell you something.
We don't care.